बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अस्सलाम वालेकुम। आज की बुक रिव्यू में जो मैं बुक रिव्यू करने जा रही हूँ जनरल साइंस एंड एबिलिटी है, मियां मोहम्मद शफीक साहब की लिखी हुई। और ये बहुत अच्छी बुक है। इसमें वैसे बुक्स तो सारी ही अच्छी होती हैं, लेकिन कुछ बहुत अच्छी होती हैं और कुछ बुक्स ऐसी होती हैं जो सेल्फ एक्सप्लेनेटरी होती है, और ये बुक उन्हीं में से ही एक है। इसमें जनरल साइंस एंड एबिलिटी जो CSS का पेपर है, कंपलसरी पेपर है, उसका पूरा कंप्लीट सिलेबस इसमें लिखा गया। और जो है उसके अलावा इसमें एबिलिटी वाला पोर्शन भी है, लेकिन फ़िलहाल मैं सिर्फ, क्योंकि ये काफ़ी बड़ी बुक है, 624 पेजेस की है, तो फ़िलहाल मैं सिर्फ साइंस वाले पोर्शन को रिव्यू करूँगी और एबिलिटी वाले पोर्शन को बाद में। और ये सिर्फ CSS वालों के लिए नहीं, बल्कि PMS का GK का पेपर आप इससे हो सकता है। उसके अलावा अगर आप 1 पेपर MCQ देते हैं तो वो भी आपका इससे सॉल्व हो सकता है, या किसी भी कम्पिटिटिव एग्ज़ाम के लिए, इवन के सिविल जजेस, एडिशनल सेशन जज के लिए भी आप इसको कंसल्ट कर सकते हैं एवरीडे साइंस के लिहाज से। चलें जी, शुरू करते हैं। पहला चैप्टर इसका एस्ट्रोनॉमी से रिलेटेड है। एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल सिस्टम ऑफ यूनिट, जो एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल यूनिट ऑफ टाइम। बेसिकली मैं पहले भी कहती हूँ कि मैं बुक रिव्यू का मकसद ये होता है कि आपको सिर्फ ये बताया जाए कि इस बुक में क्या क्या चीज़ें हैं, और जो अदरवाइज़ मैं इसी बुक को एक अलग से, वैसे आपको यूट्यूब पे और भी बहुत सारी जगह पे ये बुक मिल जाएगी, लेकिन मैं इसको एक बुक रिव्यू ओवरव्यू करने के बाद फिर अलग अलग चैप्टर्स को डिटेल में पढ़ के और उसको एक्सप्लेन करने की कोशिश करूँगी। लेकिन फ़िलहाल सिर्फ बुक रिव्यू है तो सिर्फ हम हेडिंग को डिस्कस करते जाएंगे ताकि आपको पता चले कि इसमें क्या क्या चीज़ें। एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल यूनिट ऑफ मास, एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल यूनिट ऑफ लेंथ 150 किलोमीटर्स, ओरिजिन ऑफ द यूनिवर्स, बिग बैंग थ्योरी। और इसमें दो तरह की थ्योरीज हैं, एक बिग बैंग थ्योरी है और दूसरा एक और थ्योरी है द अल्टीमेट फेट ऑफ द यूनिवर्स, फ्यूचर ऑफ यूनिवर्स, क्लॉस मॉडल, कंट्रैक्टिंग यूनिवर्स थ्योरी, फ्लैट मॉडल, स्टेडी स्टेट थ्योरी, साइकिल मॉडल, साइक्लिक यूनिवर्स थ्योरी, ओपन मॉडल, एक्सपेंडिंग यूनिवर्स थ्योरी। उसके बाद है जी गैलेक्सी, मिल्की वे और सोलर सिस्टम में प्लैनेट्स, ड्वार्फ प्लैनेट्स, सैटेलाइट्स, एस्टेरॉइड्स, मेटेरॉइड्स, कॉमेट आते हैं। सन, और ये सन की पूरी कंप्लीट डिटेल इसमें लिखी हुई है, डिस्क्रिप्शन उसकी, लेंथ, मास, प्लैनेट्स। फिर प्लैनेट्स में ये पढ़ देती हूँ मैं, टेस्टेरियल प्लैनेट्स और जोवियन प्लैनेट्स, मरकरी, वेनस, अर्थ, मार्स, क्लोज टू सन, स्मॉल मासेस एंड रेडी, रॉकी, सॉलिड सरफेस, हाई डेंसिटीज, स्लो रोटेशन, वीक मैग्नेटिक फील्ड, नो रिंग्स और फ्यू मून्स इसके। और जो बाकी हैं जुपिटर, सैटर्न, यूरेनस एंड नेपच्यून, फार फ्रॉम सन, लार्ज मैसेज एंड रेडी, गैसियस सरफेस, लो डेंसिटीज, फास्ट रोटेशन, स्ट्रॉन्ग मैग्नेटिक फील्ड, मैनी रिंग्स, मैनी मून्स। फिजिकल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ प्लैनेट, सबसे पहले मरकरी का, वेनस, फिर अर्थ, मार्स, जुपिटर, सैटर्न। और जनरल साइंस के एबिलिटी वाले पेपर में ना आपको डायग्राम बनाना मस्ट है, डायग्राम के बगैर आपका पेपर पास नहीं हो सकता। यूरेनस, नेपच्यून और प्लूटो जो है वो अब प्लैनेट नहीं है, पहले प्लूटो का प्लैनेट में शुमार किया जाता था। मून, सोलर एंड लूनर इक्लिप्स, लूनर इक्लिप्स कब होती है, कैसे होती है, और ये सारी उसकी डिटेल है। जब अर्थ जो है वो सूरज और चांद के दरमियान आ जाती है तो लूनर इक्लिप्स होती है, और इसी तरह जब चांद, सूरज और ज़मीन के दरमियान में आ जाता है तो फिर जो सन इक्लिप्स होती है। अच्छा जी, इसके MCQs, क्योंकि वो हम 1 पेपर MCQs के हमारे से भी इसको देख रहे हैं, तो MCQs मैं पढ़ देती हूँ, इसके थोड़े से ही हैं, और बाकी जो है डिटेल इसकी उसी में से ही निकाले गए जो ऊपर डिटेल पढ़ चुकी हूँ। व्हाट इज़ द मास ऑफ द सन? 1.98 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 10 की पावर 30 किलोग्राम। What is the temperature of the at the sun center of the sun? 15 million centigrade. The top atmosphere of the earth directly reflects back into space nearly what part of the total amount of sun's energy, coming to it 30%. The phases of the moon are partially the result of the revolution of the moon around the earth. Constellations referred to as zodiac are imaginary regions that encompass the path of the planets. Black holes refers to collapsing object of high density. Which one of the following is not a unit of distance? Foot candle. यूनिट ऑफ डिस्टेंस परसेक भी है, एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल यूनिट भी है, लाइट ईयर भी है। जब भी आप तैयारी करें तो सारे एमसीक्यूज़ को तैयार किया करें, मतलब एमसीक्यूज़ के हवाले से कि जो ऑप्शन ए बी सी, अभी फ़िलहाल तो मैं बुक रिव्यू करें ना, इसलिए पूरा डिटेल में उसको नहीं पढ़ने, वरना आपको वो सारे पढ़ने चाहिए और फिर उन सारे की भी डिटेल्स पढ़नी चाहिए, तो फिर आप कोई भी पेपर अच्छे से कर सकते हैं। अच्छा जी, विच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग प्लैनेट्स ऑर्बिट्स अराउंड द सन इज़ अ क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन? Venus. Isobars are the lines connecting the places having same pressure. Spring tides occur on new moon and full moon days because on these days sun, moon, and earth are in straight line. The position of earth in its orbits when it is at its greatest distance from sun is called aphelion. Which of the following planets is fastest rotating planet? Jupiter. Which of the following planets has the smallest diameter? Mercury. Which of the following is the largest planet? Jupiter. The most abundant element in the earth is crust. Earth's crust, मतलब अर्थ की क्रस्ट में सबसे ज़्यादा एलिमेंट पाया जाता है ऑक्सीजन का. Who was the first to measure Earth's radius? Eratosthenians. Name the nearest star to our sun, Proxima Centauri. Name the nearest regular gallery to our Milky Way, Andromeda. The lunar eclipse occurs when Earth is between the sun and the moon. The most important effect of the moon on Earth is affects tides of the ocean. Among the planets of the solar system, the position of the sun, Earth from the sun is third. Halley's comet is available after every 76 years. Which of the following spacecraft enabled man to step on the moon? First, Apollo 11. The setting sun often looks oval in shapes because of refraction of rays of sun passing through atmosphere. Which one of the following is applicable to the planet Venus, brightest? Which of the following planet is popularly known as morning star? Venus. The first astronaut to set foot on moon was Neil Armstrong. The position of planet in when it is nearest to the sun is perihelion. Name the largest moon in our solar system is Ganymede. The sun arises on the North Pole on the 21st March and this pole remains in light till 23rd September. The greatest single mass of ice on Earth is found in Antarctica. The mass of the moon in comparison to the Earth is 1 over 81. Excluding the sun, moon, the celestial objects which appears brightest in the sky is Venus. The heaviest mass revolving around the sun is Jupiter. The rising of the evening stars indicates the west, which is the hottest planet in our solar system. Venus. Which of the following does not qualify as a planet of our solar system? All of these. Pluto भी नहीं, Aries और Ceres भी नहीं solar system का part. Which planet is known as the evening star? Venus. The planet nearest to the earth is Venus. The planet nearest to the sun is Mercury. On which planet are scientists hopeful of the existence of some type of life? Mars. Which of the following planets is a dwarf planet? All of these. Make Ceres, Pluto. The time taken by Uranus to resolve remand to the sun is approximately 84 years. Bodies which usually fall from the sky on the earth are called meteoroids. Comets are luminous celestial bodies moving around the sun. Sun rises in the east and sets in the west due to the rotation of the earth on its axis. The umbra is the inner dark portion of the shadow. Lunar eclipse occurs only on full moon. What are comets made of? Ice and dust. Solar eclipse occurs on new moon day. अच्छा जी, चैप्टर 2 है जियोग्राफी. जियोग्राफी को एक मिनट, इसमें है जियोलॉजी, फिर मेट्रोलॉजी, क्लाइमेटोलॉजी, हाइड्रोलॉजी, अर्थ स्ट्रक्चर एंड कंपोजिशन, अर्थ क्रस्ट, द मेंटल. सबसे ऊपर पहले मेंटल आती है, उसके बाद आउटर कोर एंड इनर कोर, और फिर टेक्टोनिक प्लेट्स. हाउ डू प्लेट्स मूव? plate boundaries, divergent boundaries, convergent boundaries, oceanic continental convergence, और है जी ओशियनिक कन्वर्जेंस। उसके बाद कॉन्टिनेंटल कन्वर्जेंस, ट्रांसफॉर्म बाउंड्रीज, मिनरल्स, प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ मिनरल्स, ट्रांसपेरेंसी, लस्टर, डेंसिटी, हार्डनेस, टेंसिटी, क्रिस्टल हैबिट, रॉक्स, इग्नियस रॉक्स, सेडिमेंट्री रॉक्स, और है जी मेटामॉर्फिक रॉक्स। फिर रॉक साइकिल, और उसके बाद लैटिट्यूड एंड लॉन्गिट्यूड। ये जो आप है ना, इसको एक दफ़ा बना के खुद प्रैक्टिस करेंगे तो आपको ज़्यादा अच्छे से समझ आएंगी इन चीज़ों की। डिस्क्रिप्टिव जोन्स ऑफ लैटिट्यूड, लॉन्गिट्यूड, और उसके बाद है जी अर्थ सन रिलेशंस, अर्थ्स रोटेशन ऑन इट्स ओन एक्सिस, इफेक्ट अर्थ्स रेवोल्यूशन अराउंड द सन, इक्विनॉक्स एंड सोलिस्टिक। अच्छा, उसके बाद है जी डे लेंथ इन द आर्कटिक एंड एंटार्कटिक, सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ सीजनल पैटर्न्स, डिफरेंस बिटवीन रोटेशन ऑफ अर्थ एंड रेवोल्यूशन ऑफ अर्थ। इसमें से अक्सर एमसीक्यूज आ जाते हैं। रोटेशन ऑफ अर्थ इज स्पिनिंग एट इट्स ओन एक्सिस, revolution of earth is the movement of earth around the sun. Earth completes one rotation in one day. Earth completes one rotation in 1 year. Due to rotation, days and nights are formed. Due to revolution, seasons are formed. Earth rotates from west to east. Earth revolves counterclockwise. A rotation speed at equator is almost 1000 mph. Revolution speed is incredible 66,000 mph. Rotation is the cause of tides, currents, and winds. Revolution is the cause of equinox and solstice. Rotation causes bulge and at the equator of Earth. Revolution balances centrifugal and centripetal forces of Earth. Climate and weather. Elements of weather and climate: temperature, humidity, precipitation, atmosphere pressure on air, wind, weather forecasting, climate factors affecting climate: latitude or distance from the equator, altitude on the height from the mean sea level, continentally or the distance from the sea, nature of the prevailing winds, cloud cover, ocean currents, direction of the mountain chains, slope and the aspect, the nature of the soil and vegetarian cover, climate classification, a tropical, moist, dry, desert, moist, subtropical, mid-latitude climates, mid-latitude, continental, polar, highland, tropical moist climates, tropical wet, tropical monsoon, tropical wet and dry climates, dry, arid or desert. Temperature range 16 degree, annual precipitation 0.25 centimeter, global range dry, semi-arid or steppes. Temperature range, annual precipitation, global range, moist subtropical, mid-latitude climates, mid-latitude continental, polar climates, polar tundra, polar ice caps. Geography MCQs. Earth's crust have the abundant reservoirs of iron, silicon and oxygen. Atmospheric pressure and exerted on Earth is due to the gravitational pull. Basalt rock is an example of volcanic. Which of the following layers makes radio transmission possible? Ionosphere. The shape of the Earth is oblate spheroid. The equatorial radius of the Earth is approximately 6371 kilometer. What is the approximate circumference of the Earth? 40,000 kilometer. The Earth complete one rotation on its axis 23 hours 56 minutes 4.9 seconds. What is the shape of the Earth's orbit around the Sun? Ellipse. The polar diameter of the Earth is shorter than its equatorial diameter by 43 km. In which part of the atmosphere commercial aircraft usually fly? Troposphere. The layer of atmosphere close to the Earth's surface is called troposphere. The Earth is a spheroid because of its centrifugal force of rotation. Earthquakes are caused by tectonism. Which of the following is are the main agent of soil erosion? Wind and water. The most abundant element in the Earth's atmosphere is nitrogen. The oceans cover approximately 70% of Earth's surface. The distance between consecutive longitude at the poles is zero. The monsoon is caused by seasonal reversal of winds. Equinox means days and nights are equal. A day is added when the man crosses the international date line from west to east. The line joining the areas having the same rainfall is called isohyet. Which of the following is Great Circle Equator? Lines drawn parallel to the equator are called latitudes. Lines joining places of equal temperature are called isotherms. Slate, diamond, and marble are metamorphic rocks. Wind blowing in a spiral form around a range of low atmospheric pressures is a cyclone. On 21st June, the sun is vertically overhead the Tropic of Cancer for a time difference of 1 hour, and the longitudinal distance is equal to 15 degree. The international date line passes through exactly through 180-degree longitude. Which of the following is an igneous rock? Granite. Which of the following is an example of sedimentary rock? Limestone. Which of the following pairs of following pair is correct? Marble, metamorphic rock. Savanna grassland with tall trees are mainly found in Africa. Pampas are the vast grassy plains of South America. Richter scale is used to register intensity of earthquakes. Bauxite is an important ore of aluminium. Which metal is most abundantly found in Earth's crust? Aluminium. The gravitational pull at the lunar surface is one-sixth of Earth. The Gutenberg discontinuity is between the outer core and the lower mantle. The Earth moves from west to east. Temperature grassland of Asia and Europe are called steppes. Sedimentary rocks are porous in the northern hemisphere. The longest day is on 21st June. The prime meridian passes through Great Britain. As per Köppen climate classification, category B is desert. Arctic Circle is located at 66 degree to 30 north of the equator. Antarctic Circle is the parallel of latitude. Latitude means regular distance expressed in degrees of a point on Earth's surface, north or south of the equator. The zone of the Earth that is divided into rigid plates is the lithosphere. In the concept of plate tectonics, the term plates refers to the rigid Earth above the asthenosphere. The theory of plate tectonics states that rigid plates are driven by force within the Earth and interacted by all of these, colliding with each other, pulling apart from each other, sliding past each other. When two tectonic plates diverge, pull apart, the earth is thinned. In this scenario, considering the concept of isostasy, we can predict that the asthenosphere will rise. Weather and climate refer to conditions in the air. Which of the following is the characteristic of minerals? Inorganic, naturally occurring, specific chemical composition, all of these. अच्छा जी, चैप्टर 3 आ गया इन्वायरमेंटल साइंस। अभी तक हमने पढ़ी है पहले यूनिवर्स, उसके बाद अर्थ साइंस, और फिर अब ये इन्वायरमेंटल साइंस। इसमें फूड साइंस और आगे बाकी सारी साइंसेस जितनी है ना, सारी की सारी हैं इस बुक में। कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ इन्वायरमेंट: एटमॉस्फेयर, हाइड्रोस्फेयर, बायोस्फेयर, लिथोस्फेयर। एटमॉस्फेयर और इसमें है जी ट्रोपोस्फेयर, स्ट्रेटोस्फेयर, फिर मेसोस्फेयर, थर्मोस्फेयर, एक्सोस्फेयर। इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ एटमॉस्फेयर: हाइड्रोस्फेयर, ग्लोबल वाटर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, और है जी वाटर साइकिल, हाइड्रोलॉजिक साइकिल, एवोपरेशन, ट्रांसपायरेशन, condensation, precipitation, surface runoff, infiltration, importance of water cycle, biosphere or world biomes, forest biome or Fiji desert biome, grassland biome, tundra biome or aquatic biomes. Environmental pollution, water pollution, air pollution, land pollution, noise pollution. वाटर पोल्यूशन, वाटर पोल्यूशन के ये सारे इसमें वो काजेज वगैरह लिखे हुए हैं. मिनी माइनिंग, वाटर पोल्यूशन और कैसे कम किया जा सकता है. ड्रिंकिंग वाटर क्वालिटी स्टैंडर्ड्स. अच्छा जी, उसके बाद है आपका एयर पोल्यूशन. एयर पोल्यूशन में काजेज ऑफ एयर पोल्यूशन और कंट्रोल मेजर्स, सोर्स कंट्रोल मेजर्स इन इंडस्ट्रियल सेंटर्स, इक्विपमेंट used to control air pollution. Land pollution, causes of land pollution, solid waste, herbicides, insecticide and pesticides. Mining activities, urbanization and industrialization, chemical and nuclear waste, deforestation and soil erosion, land conversion. Effects of land pollution, groundwater poisoning in landfills, damage food safety, effect on human health, burning of waste and air pollution, destruction of science beauty, loss of biodiversity, how to prevent land pollution. अच्छा जी, सॉलिड वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम. सॉलिड वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम, categorization of solid waste, municipal solid waste, biomedical waste, industrial waste, agricultural waste, fishery waste, radioactive waste, e-waste, hazardous waste, ignitability, corrosivity, reactivity, toxicity. Key issues in solid waste management in Pakistan. ये जो है इसको आप अप टू डेट भी चेक कर सकते हैं फ्रेंड्स, क्योंकि ये पुरानी बुक है तो नया डाटा लिखने की ज़रूरत होती है आपको. सॉलिड वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम, वेस्ट जनरेशन, वेस्ट हैंडलिंग एंड स्टोरेज एंड प्रोसेसिंग एट द सोर्स, कलेक्शन, sorting, process and transformation, transfer and transport and disposal, waste generation, waste handling and processing at the source including sorting and storage, collection, primary collection, secondary collection, transfer and transport, reduce, reuse, recycle, recover, landfill. Water disposal, water hierarchy concept, source reduction and reuse, recycling and composing, energy recovery, treatment and disposal, landfill. Types of landfills, sanitary landfills, municipal solid waste landfills, construction and demolition waste landfills, industrial waste landfills, structural of landfill, bottom linear cells, latchet collection system, methane collection system. अच्छा जी, उसके बाद है पॉपुलेशन प्लानिंग, फैमिली प्लानिंग एंड कंट्रासेपेशन, मेथड ऑफ कंट्रैक्शन, लॉन्ग एक्टिंग रिवर्सिबल कंट्रैक्शन, हार्मोन कंट्रासेप्टिव, emergency contraception, barrier methods, condoms, female condoms, diaphragm, पता नहीं क्या लफ्ज़ है. fertility awareness, permanent contraception, vasectomy, tubal ligation, benefits of population family planning, reducing infant mortality, helping to prevent HIV/AIDS, empowering people and enhancing education, reducing adolescent pregnancies, slowing population growth, global unmet need for contraception. Environmental science MCQs. The densest of all the atmosphere layers is the troposphere. All the particulate pollutants except ozone. Which of the following is a secondary pollutant? O3. ओजोन को ही कहते हैं O3. The supersonic jets cause pollution by the thinning of O3 layer. Carbon monoxide is a pollutant because reacts with hemoglobin. Which material accounts for the greatest percentage of the weight of solid waste? Paper. Typical modern municipal landfills contain which of the following? Monitoring wells, impermeable barriers, methane retrieval system. All of these pollutants resulting from human activities are mainly discharged in both A and B. Overpopulated cities, industrial centers. Atmospheric pollution may be caused by forest fire, automobile exhaust, organic decay. All of these examples of primary pollutant is nitrogen, carbon dioxide और सल्फ्यूरिक सल्फेट होता है ये मेरे ख्याल सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड कहते हैं मेरे ख्याल इसका SO2 कंफर्म कर लीजिएगा प्लीज़ एग्जांपल ऑफ सेकेंडरी पोल्यूटेंट्स इज स्मोग O3 ओजोन पैन ऑल ऑफ दिस ऑक्सीडेशन ऑफ सल्फर इन द सल्फर SO2 सल्फर को कहते हैं in the fossil fuels mainly produces both A and B and C मतलब सल्फर SO3 और SO2 carbon dioxide content in the atmosphere is 0.03%. The polluting strength of sewage is usually characterized by its BOD. Which of the following on inhalation dissolved in the blood hemoglobin more rapidly? The oxygen. Carbon monoxide. Smoke is a combination of smoke and fog. The major photochemical oxidant is ozone. Which of the following are likely to present in photochemical smoke? Sulfur dioxide, photochemical oxidants, volatile organic compounds, all of these. Which of the following devices is suitable for the removal of gaseous pollutants? Cyclone separator, electrostatic precipitator, bag house filter, all of these. Which of the following air pollution control devices is suitable for the removing the finest dust from the air? Fabric filter or bag house. Biochemical oxygen demands Myers. Dissolved O2 needed by microbes to decompose organic waste. Fluoride pollution mainly affects teeth. Which of the following is a non-point source of water pollution? Urban and suburban lands. Disease caused by eating fish inhabiting mercury-contained water is Minamata disease. Which of the following is not a marine pollutant? Dissolved oxygen. Noise is unwanted sound. Sound becomes hazardous. Noise pollution at above 80 decibels. Which of the following is a major source of thermal pollution in water bodies? Thermal power plant. Highest heating valve is of industrial waste. Which of the following is a likely characteristic of hazardous waste? All of these. Ignitability, corrosivity, reactivity. High level radioactivity waste can be managed in which of the following ways? Deep well injection. Biomedical waste may be disposed of incineration, deep burial, autoclaving, all of these. Which of the following is a degradable organic chemical substance? Oils. What is the harm from the depletion of Earth's ozone layer? Increased amount of ultraviolet radiation will reach Earth's surface. Acid rain is formed due to contribution from the following pair of gases: carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide. Which of the following is a prime health risk associated with greater UV radiation through the atmosphere due to depletion of stratosphere ozone? Increased skin cancer. The most serious environmental effect posed by hazardous waste is contamination of groundwater. The depletion in ozone layer is caused by chlorofluorocarbons. The presence of high coliform counts in water indicate contamination by human waste. How the biological oxygen demands gets affected with the increased presence of organic matter in water. The oxygen demand increases. Which of the following is a major air pollutant? Hormones, sterilization, barriers, methods, all of these. Which of the following is considered as part of population planning? Hormones, sterilization, barriers, methods, all of these. How much percentage of total water on earth is stored in ocean? 97%. Which of the following is not a major air pollutant? Nitrogen gas. The three primary soil macronutrients are potassium, phosphorus, and nitrogen. Which of the following is negative effects on the soil and water due to conventional mechanized framing practices? Soil compaction, reduction in soil organic matter, soil erosion. All of these. What is the correct sequence of the different layers of atmosphere as one proceeds upwards from the Earth's surface? Troposphere, stratosphere, ionosphere, exosphere. The altitude of troposphere at equator is 0 to 12 km. The altitude mesosphere at equator is 0 to 80 km. The boundary between the troposphere and stratosphere is called tropos. चैप्टर 4 है जी क्लाइमेट चेंज। क्लाइमेट चेंज पे आपका ऐसे भी आता है और इसमें से आप ये पढ़ के ऐसे भी लिख सकते हैं। क्लाइमेट चेंज एंड ग्लोबल वार्मिंग। काजेज ऑफ क्लाइमेट चेंज: चेंजेस इन द sun's energy, changes in reflectivity of earth's atmosphere and surface, volcanism, plate tectonics, और जी anthropogenic factors, greenhouse gases, greenhouse effect, or evidence of climate change, Arctic sea ice loss, vegetation, pollen analysis, dendroclimatology, ice cores, animals, sea level change, consequences of climate change. अच्छा जी, the observed effects of global warming so far are: how is Pakistan affected by climate change? How to control climate change? Kyoto Protocol objectives, Kyoto mechanism, emission trading or carbon trading, clean development mechanism, CDM, joint implementation, फर्स्ट कमिटमेंट पीरियड 2008 से 2012, दोहा अमेंडमेंट एंड सेकंड कमिटमेंट पीरियड 2013 से 2020, शॉर्ट कमिंग्स ऑफ द प्रोटोकॉल, एक्सक्लूजन ऑफ डेवलपिंग कंट्रोल्स, cost and economic implications, non-ratification by the United States Kyoto Protocol, success or failure, ozone depletion, ozone formation, importance of ozone, ozone depletion। उसके बाद है जी ओजोन डिप्लेटिंग सब्सटेंस ODS, मॉनिटरल प्रोटोकॉल, एसिड रेन्स, वेट डिपोजिशंस, ड्राई डिपोजिशंस, मेजरमेंट ऑफ एसिड रेन, effects of acid rain, for efforts to control acid rain, climate change MCQs. Climate variations on the scale of hundreds of years may be caused by changes in ocean currents. Carbon dioxide has been locked up over geological times as limestone and fossils. Earth's early greenhouse climate resulted in a climate much like that of Venus today. Which one refers to the ocean, seas, rivers, freshwater, and underground water hydrosphere? Which of the following gases are included in the category greenhouse gases? Methane, nitrous oxide, carbon dioxide, all of these. Which type of energy transfers occurs between two substances in direct physical conduction? Which two gases make up 99% of Earth's atmosphere? Nitrogen and oxygen. Which is the most abundant greenhouse gas in Earth's atmosphere? Water vapor. Which greenhouse gas is produced only through human activity and no natural sources? Halocarbons. Which is not an example of electromagnetic radiation? Albedo. Which type of energy transfers occurs as energy levels from the sun to earth? Radiation. Which is the largest single indicator of climate change? Global warming. Which activity in developing countries may be a major contributor to global climate change? Automobiles. The greenhouse effect is caused by greenhouse gases in the lower atmosphere absorbing radiation from the earth's surface and preventing much of it escaping into space. To Wet, sorry, what greenhouse gas was not present in the atmosphere in pre-industrial times? Chlorofluorocarbon. Which of these countries has the highest per capita carbon dioxide emission? United States. Which of the following activities contributes the most to carbon emissions globally? Transport. When did Kyoto Protocol entered into force? 2005. Which of the following is not Kyoto? Flexibility mechanism, adaptation mechanism. This mechanism allows developed countries to magnitude their emission through other developed countries. Joint implementation. Which mechanism allows countries to earn certified emission reduction CER units? Emission trading. Countries in which region have achieved maximum emission reduction compared to the 1990 levels? Europe. Which gas was added to the list of GHG under the protocol in the second commitment period? Trif- Nitrogen trifluorido NF3. The time gap between the adoption of Kyoto Protocol and its entry into force occurred due to the following reason. The document was not ratified by sufficient members of country. Which of the following was not achieved by Kyoto Protocol first commitment period? A decrease in global emission by 5% compared to 1990 levels. The Montreal Protocol 1987 was established to deal with the depletion of ozone layer. Which key player pulled out of the Kyoto Protocol in 2011, thereby undermining its legitimacy? Canada. In its 2013 report, the IPCC projected the average increase in global temperature about 2.7 Fahrenheit, 1.5 centigrade. Is ozone good or bad for humans? Both A and C. Good or bad? Good भी है और bad भी है. Montreal Protocol goal is to phase out ozone depletion substance. Chapter 5 है जी geospatial technologies. Electromagnetic radiation, properties of electromagnetic waves, electromagnetic spectrum, radio waves, microwaves, infrared, visible light, ultraviolet rays, X-rays, gamma rays, satellite. How satellites are launched? Gravity and satellite orbits. How do communication satellites work? Types of satellite based on orbits. High earth orbit, medium earth orbit, और उसके बाद है जी लो अर्थ ऑर्बिट. स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ सैटेलाइट. द propulsion subsystem, the power system, the communication system, the structure subsystem, the thermal control subsystem, the attitude control subsystem. Types of satellite on the basis of application. Weather satellites, communication satellite, astronomical satellite, navigation satellite, search and rescue satellite, remote sensing, earth observation satellites, military satellites, reconnaissance satellite, global positioning system GPS. Space segment, control segment, user segment. Applications of GPS: road transport, aviation, shipping and rail transport, science, security, surveying, mapping and geophysics, telecommunications, financial services, social activities, remote sensing. Remote sensing, basic principles, process of remote sensing. अच्छा ये डायग्राम ना बिल्कुल अगर आप एज इट इज़ इतनी नीट एंड क्लीन नहीं भी बना सकते तो भी क्वेश्चन है, लेकिन बनाने की प्रैक्टिस ज़रूर करें. एनर्जी सोर्स और एलिमिनेशन, रेडिएशन एंड द एटमॉस्फेयर, इंट्रैक्शन with the target, recording of energy by the sensor. D, transmission, reception and processing. E, interpretation of and analysis. F, application. G, types of remote sensing: passive remote sensing, active remote sensing, और है जी remote sensing platforms, ground based seasons. Image analysis, types of image resolution: spatial resolution, radiometric resolution, spectral resolution, temporal resolution. Advantages of remote sensing: Applications of remote sensing in geology, in agriculture, in forestry, in land use mapping. Remote sensing can also provide data related to ocean and coastal zones. Remote sensing has become a valuable tool in monitoring environmental conditions, in biodiversity, in urban planning, disaster damage assessment, agriculture, forestry, disaster monitoring, and mitigation, land use mapping of AJK, geographic information system GIS. John Snow and GIS as an integrating technology. Compounds of GIS: procedure, software, user data, hardware data, people's procedure, GIS task input, how GIS work. Types of GIS: desktop GIS, ARC, Ares GIS, Geo browser, web based GIS. Applications of GIS: urban planning, environmental science, political science, civil engineering, unity, business, education, administration, real estate, healthcare, geospatial technologies. MCQs. The first geostationary satellite launched in 1965 was called Early Bird in Intelsat 1. Which of the following are the key applications disciplines of for GIS? Civil engineering, environmental science, commerce and business. All of these. It is a set of tools for collecting, storing, retrieving art at will, transform and displaying spatial data from the real world for a particular set of purposes is a well-used definition of a GIS. Which of the following list is the key areas of GIS functionally missed out by the above definition analysis? Which of the following is not an example of spatial data? Times of particular events. Special reference is the process which the following: combining attributes values with location information. Geographical information science can be defined as the science behind GIS. A transponder is a satellite equipment which does all of the above mentioned functions. मतलब receives a signal from earth station and amplifies, changes the frequency of the retrieval. Received signal retransmission. The received signal geosynchronous satellite has the same revolution of the as the that of earth rotation, which has a circular orbit, rotates in the equatorial plane. All of these. A geostationary satellite is one which hangs motionless in space about 36,000 km about earth, travels around the earth in 24 hours, remains stationary above the earth. All of these. Whole world can be covered with minimum 3 geostationary satellites. The escape velocity of the earth is approximately 11.2 km. A satellite remains in orbit because the centrifugal force caused by its revolution around the earth is counterbalanced by earth's gravitational pull. Which of the following is a typical output from the GPS receiver? Position, speed, time. All of these. The operational satellite of navigator GPS are revolving around the earth is 6. Orbital. Orbiting satellite system in Russia, which means lightning or news flash, used for television broadcasting. It uses a highly inclined elliptical orbit with apogee at about 40,000 km and perigee about 1,000 km is called Molniya system. Agri and perigee means the farthest distance from the earth a satellite orbit while reaches, while perigee is the minimum distance. Low earth orbit, LEO, low earth orbit satellite has a rotation period of 90 to 120 minutes. Low earth orbit LEO satellites are also close to earth. Low earth orbit are below the altitude of 2000 km. What is the name of the Russian equivalent of GPS, GLONASS. How many total satellites are currently being used in the US NA GPS? 32. GPS stands for Global Positioning System. A GPS device can accurately point out your location within 10 meters. GPS technology uses a system of satellites who built and operates the Global Positioning System. US Air Force. A map market is called a cartographer. Remote sensing device is deployed from a plane or satellite. Sensing that use heat or temperature to detect is called infrared sensing. Infrared sensing is used to help map animals and plants. Microwave sensing uses long wavelengths, which two sensing methods bounce waves of an object and back to the detecting things radar and sonar. Sound waves are used in what type of sensing? Sonar. Radio wave is very beneficial because it can penetrate thick clouds and moisture. Which of the following is true about the frequency and velocity of electromagnetic waves? As frequency increases, wavelength decreases. Compared with light waves, radio waves have longer wavelength. Which of the following are electromagnetic waves? Radio waves, optical waves, X-rays. The following are electromagnetic waves except sound waves. Electromagnetic waves are transverse. Which of the following correctly lists electromagnetic waves in order from longest to shortest wavelength? Radio waves, infrared visible light, X-rays, radar, which detects the presence of the enemy aircraft, uses radio waves. Which of the following have the shortest wavelength? X-rays. The frequency of radio waves lies in the range from 3 kHz to 300 GHz. Which of the following are not deflected by electric and magnetic fields? X-rays. Sound waves in air are longitudinal. Chapter 6 is in natural hazards and disasters. Scale of disasters, land lead time, available intensity of hazard, duration, spatial extent, density of population and assets, time of occurrence, vulnerability of elements at risk, elements of risk, effects of disaster, disaster management system, disaster management cycle, magnesium response, preparedness, recovery, mitigation and prevention, preparedness, response, recovery, or disaster management in Pakistan. Flaws in disaster management framework in Pakistan. Recommendations: earthquake, causes of earthquake, seismic waves, measurement of earthquakes, effects of earthquake, landslide and avalanche, socioeconomic losses, predicting and earthquake, मैनेजमेंट ऑफ अर्थक्वेक. और उसके बाद है जी वल्केनोज, काजेज ऑफ वल्केनिक इरप्शन और क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ वल्केनोज, टाइप्स ऑफ वल्केनोज, इफेक्ट्स ऑफ वल्केनिक इरप्शंस, तसुनामी, causes of the tsunami, formation of the tsunami, characteristics of the tsunami, effects of the tsunami, management of the tsunami, avalanche, types of avalanche, causes of avalanche, terrain related factor, snowpack related factor, weather related factor, man related factor. Effect of avalanche: loss of property, traffic blockage and road damage, flash floods, impact on tourism, loss of flora and fauna. Management of avalanche: land use planning, avalanche hazard, vulnerability and risk assessment, reach, research and development, knowledge network, capacity building and training, public awareness and education, afforestation, floods, causes of flooding, meteorological cause, hydrological cause, anthropogenic cause, effects of floods, primary effects, physical damage, casualties, loss of sources, secondary effects, landslides, effects of health, communication, infrastructure, water pollution, territory or long-term effects of flood prevention, management of floods, structural measures, नॉन स्ट्रक्चरल मेजर्स, ड्रॉट, काजेज ऑफ ड्रॉट, और उसके बाद है जी इफ़ेक्ट्स ऑफ ड्रॉट, मैनेजमेंट ऑफ ड्रॉट्स, लैंड यूज प्लानिंग, रिसाइकल्ड वाटर, रिट्रैक्टेड रिवर्स, वाइल्ड फायर एंड अर्बन फायर, काजेज ऑफ वाइल्ड फायर, इफ़ेक्ट्स ऑफ वाइल्ड फायर, the positive consequences of wildfires, wildfire management, urban fire, causes of urban fire, firefighting and fire control, extinguishment, overhaul, ventilation, salvage, utility, tropical cyclone. What is the difference between hurricane, cyclone and typhoon? Formation of tropical cyclones, conditions for formation of tropical cyclone, stages of development, Saffir-Simpson hurricane, wind scale, effects of hurricane, cyclone, environmental impacts, storm surge, floods, winds, tornadoes, socio-economic impacts, tornado formation, Fujita, tornado damage scale, effects of tornadoes, मिड लैटिट्यूड साइक्लोन्स, उसके बाद है जी फ्रंट्स और वेदर चेंजेस विद द पासिंग ऑफ फ्रंट, मल्टीट्यूड साइक्लोन कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स, मल्टीट्यूड साइक्लोन लाइफ साइकिल, नेचुरल हैजर्ड्स एंड डिजास्टर एमसीक्यूज. Atmospheric pressure in the center of tropical cyclone is very low because of rising warm air. A tropical storm becomes a hurricane and forms an eye when wind speeds exceed up 74 miles per hour. Which of the following factors are used to rate the intensity of hurricane? Biometric pressure, wind speed, storm surge, all of these. Most hurricanes in the northern hemisphere follow a track that moves northwest then northeast. In most hurricanes, extensive death and destruction are caused by A and B, मतलब storm surges and inland flooding, which ocean does not commonly experience. Tropical cyclone, South Atlantic. Common ocean waves are primarily caused by wind energy transferred to water. Heat transfer mechanism associated with a burning log include conduction, convection, radiation, all of these. Which chemical reaction best represent the fire equation? C6H12O6 plus C6OC और 6CO2 प्लस 6H2O प्लस रिलीज हीट. इतने मुश्किल एमसीक्यूज नहीं आते वैसे. द प्रोसेस वेयर बाय वुड डिग्रेड्स thermally resulting in production of flammable hydrocarbons is preferred as pyrolysis, the essential ingredients in any fire including fuel source, ignition, heat and oxygen. The manner and rate at which fire spreads is a function of topography, winds, direction and velocity, fuel source, all of these. The chief role of drought in wildfires is drying out the fuel source. Which of the following might help prevent home fires? Both B and C. Building with stone or some other inflammable material, clearing foliage away from the home. Firestorm refers to an unusually hot and voracious wildfire often accompanied by fire tornadoes. अच्छा जी. Fire requires oxygen, fuel, heat to burn. The largest wave during the tsunami event is unpredictable. It would be any of them. The first, third, fifth. The destructive powers of the tsunami result mainly from their momentum and long wavelength. In the open ocean, the tsunami can travel 500 to 100 miles per hour with wave heat up to feet. Which event produces the biggest tsunami? Earthquake. Powerful tsunami are most frequently produced by earthquake. Over 90% of volcanic activity is associated with plate tectonics boundaries. Hot spots under the continental lithospheres generally create cylinders, shield volcanoes under oceanic lithosphere commonly state. The production of magma is favored by an increase in pressure, heat, and water content, and decrease in water content. Weather and climate are driven by what source of energy, solar radiation. Difference between weather and climate is weather is a day-to-day phenomenon. Climate is a long-term average. Uh, Warm air in the tropics rises because it is less dense. Cold air skins because it is more dense. All masses always move horizontally from high pressure to low pressure areas. Air sound low pressure zone cyclones in the northern hemisphere spins counterclockwise. Air around high pressure zones anticyclones in the northern hemisphere spins clockwise. A rapidly moving cold front that encounters warm moist air may produce a narrow band of intense thunderstorms. A slowly moving warm front that encounters cooler air may produce a wide band of moderate rainfall without a thunderstorm. The Fujita scale quantifies the tornado based on the extent of damage caused by wind. A drought is defined as a lack of water. Which of the following does not promote means movement to forest fires? Flash flood is a flood that occurs suddenly and unexpectedly and for a short duration. The level of a flood is measured by a river gauging station. Which of the following is an environmental consequences of flood? All of these. Dispersal of weed spaces, erosion of soil, release of pollutants into waterways. Which of the following can reduce risk of the flooding? Zonings and building regulations for new developments, dams, dentation basins, and levels, flood awareness and education programs. All of these. Volcanoes are generally found where tectonic plates pull apart or are coming together. Which ridge has example of volcanoes caused by divergent tectonic plates pulling apart? Mid-Atlantic ridge. Which one has example of volcanoes caused by convergent tectonic plate coming together? Pacific ring of fire. Volcanoes can also be caused by mantle plumes, so-called hot spots. Volcanoes are usually located on divergent plate boundaries, convergent plate boundaries, hotspots, all of these. A place where two plates, usually an oceanic plate and a continental plate, collides is called subduction zone. Volcanic erupted material when inside the hill, earth, mountain, it is called magma, and after it coming out, it is called lava. The volcanoes formed by the altering layers of lava and rock fragments are called composite volcanoes. The intensity of earthquake is measured on Mercalli scale. Which of the following is a mass of movement? Landslide, avalanche, mudslide, all of these. Chapter 7, Atomic Structure and Chemical Bonding. Actually, atomic structure and chemical bonding. Structure of atom or masses and charges. Masses and charges. Proton number and nuclear number. How many neutrons, isotopes, or arrangement of electronic atoms, shells and orbits. Electronic configuration और है जी एग्जाम्पल इसके लिए मेन chemical bonding. Why do atom forms bonds and volcanoes? Electrons, types of chemical bond, ionic bond और है जी dot and cross diagram. फिर covalent bond, multiple covalent bond, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, carbonate, covalent bond. और है जी शेप्स ऑफ मॉलिक्यूल्स, इलेक्ट्रॉन पेयर रिपल्जन थ्योरी, working out shapes of molecules, metallic bond, intermolecular force, electronegativity, polarity in molecules, van der Waals force, hydrogen bonding, chemistry MCQs. The nucleus of an atom consists of protons and neutrons. Which of the following pairs is incorrect? Heterogeneous mixture of two or more things. Atomic weight of uranium is 238. Which of the following is chemical change? Burning of candle. Which of the following does not belong to the halogen family? Morphine. Which among the following is not noble gas? Rayon. Which of the following is the hardest substance? Diamond. The chemical name of laughing gas is nitrous oxide. The nucleus of hydrogen atom consists of one proton plus one neutron, one proton plus two neutrons, one proton only, all of these. The bond formed by transfer of electrons from one atom to another is an ionic. Mass of an electron is 9.11 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 30 kg. The nuclei of most of the atoms contain nearly 99.9% of the mass of the atom. The atomic number of an atom is determined by a number of protons. The electron was discovered by J.J. Thomson. Isotopes of an element have the same number of protons. The term nucleon is used to refer to either a neutron or proton. Atoms are composed of electrons and nuclei. Who suggested that the most of the mass of atom is located in nucleus? Rutherford. An atom of an element with mass number 23 and atomic number 11 will have 11 protons, 12 neutrons, and 11 electrons. Dalton's atomic theory states that the smallest particle which can exist independently is an atom. The neutral atoms' two isotopes differ in the number of neutrons. Chadwick got the Nobel Prize for the discovery of neutrons. Mass number is equal to the number of protons plus number of neutrons. The other name of H is protium. The fixed circular paths around the nucleus are called orbits. Protons are positively charged with particles with significant mass. If Z represents the atomic number of and A represents the mass number, then the number of neutrons in an atom can be computed as A to Z. If Z represents the atomic number and A represents the mass number, then the number of electrons in an atom can be computed Z. A proton was discovered by Goldstein. The number of electrons in the outermost shell in the atom of an inert element is 8. Inert gases do not react with any other element because their outmost electron levels is filled with 8 electrons. Two or more atoms combine to form a molecule. How many electrons are required in the outmost shell of an element for it to be stable? 8. The tendency of atoms to attain maximum of 8 electrons in the valence shell is known as octet rule. The driving force for making a bond is to attain electronic configuration of noble gases. Chapter 8 है जी food science, balanced diet और components of balanced diet, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals, butters, dietary fiber, molecules, biomolecules, carbohydrates, protein, lipids, nucleic acid, carbohydrates classification, monosecondaries, ओलिगोस बड़े मुश्किल होते हैं साइंस के, पॉलीसेचराइड्स, सेचराइड्स, functions of carbohydrates, sources proteins, composition of proteins, और फिर क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ प्रोटीन्स. प्रोटीन्स में से अक्सर एमसीक्यूज में से क्वेश्चन आते हैं. क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ प्रोटीन्स बेस्ड ऑन स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ प्रोटीन्स, क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ प्रोटीन्स ऑन द basis of biological function of proteins, source of protein, lipids, fats and oil, types of lipids, saturated fats, trans fat, unsaturated fats, monosaturated fat, unsaturated fats, properties of lipids, functions of lipids, cholesterol, types of cholesterol, LDL bad cholesterol, HDL good cholesterol, vitamins and minerals. विटामिन्स में से भी क्वेश्चन आते हैं। विटामिन ये जो सारे होते हैं ना, B1 B3 B7, इन सबको आप नोट्स बना के लिखें। डाइटरी मिनरल्स, अच्छा जी, मिनरल किस किस में पाए जाते हैं? एंजाइम्स, स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ एंजाइम्स, एंजाइम्स कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स, फंक्शन ऑफ एंजाइम्स, और उसके बाद है जी एप्लीकेशन ऑफ एंजाइम्स, बायोफ्यूल, डिटर्जेंट, न्यूट्रिशन, बायोवेलेंट, बायो अवेलेबिलिटी, इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ बायो अवेलेबिलिटी, फैक्टर्स अफेक्टिंग न्यूट्रिएंट बायो अवेलेबिलिटी, हाउ टू इंक्रीज न्यूट्रिएंट बायो अवेलेबिलिटी, फूड एडिटिव्स, टाइप्स ऑफ फूड एडिटिव्स, एंटीऑक्सीडेंट्स, उसके बाद है जी हाउ डू एंटीऑक्सीडेंट वर्क्स, फूड प्रोसेसिंग एंड प्रिजर्वेशन, मेजर काज ऑफ फूड डेटेरियोरेशन, प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ फूड प्रिजर्वेशन, cold, acid, sugar and salt, smoke, atmosphere composition, chemicals, radiation, quality of packed and frozen foods, how to stop undesirable changes in frozen food, freeze rapidly, freezer safe thawing, refreezing, food packing, evaluation of food quality, reasons for एनालाइजिंग फूड्स, फूड अडल्ट्रेशन, टाइप्स ऑफ अडल्ट्रेशन, और उसके बाद है जी वाई इज़ फूड अडल्टर्ड, फूड साइंस MCQs, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग vitamins is associated with the coagulation of blood, vitamin K. In animals, the principal of role of vitamin E is antioxidant. Which of the following is not a vitamin? Typsin. The richest source of vitamin A is liver. Which of the following vitamins is produced in the sun's rays? Vitamin D. A balanced diet contains all food nutrients necessary for growth and maintenance. Which of the following does not belong to the vitamin B complex group? Ascorbic acid. Which of the following vitamins cannot be stored in the liver? Vitamin C. Which vitamin is known as the ascorbic acid? C. The number of amino acid that constitutes all proteins is about 20. Which of the following vitamins is water soluble? B. Which of the following is used as a food preservative? Sodium benzoate, acetic acid, or citric acid. All of these. Albumin is egg protein. Yeast is used in making bread because it produces carbon dioxide. Enzymes are formed of proteins. Man cannot survive without taking minimum amount of carbohydrates. Pasteurized milk is specially treated milk in to kill bacteria. Deficiency of vitamin C causes scurvy. Each gram of fat metabolized by the body release about 9 calories. Which of the carbohydrates provides fibers or roughage in humans? Cellulose. All of these carbohydrates come from plants except lactose. Complex carbohydrates, all of these are polysaccharides. अच्छा जी, the brain relies almost entirely on glucose for energy production. For long term storage, glucose is converted into flat glycogen, while for short term storage, glucose is converted into flat glycogen. अच्छा, पहले वाले में फ्लैट आना था, दूसरे में ग्लाइकोजन. All other monosaccharides absorbed into the blood are converted into glucose in the liver. Skeletal muscles cells derive most of their energy from glucose. Which of these carbohydrates is a disaccharide composed of two glucose molecule? Maltose. Fish, safflowers, oil, sunflower oil, and cum oil are source of polysaturated fat. All of these food contained cholesterol except coconut oil. Good cholesterol is also called HDL. What are amino acids in protein? 20 amino acids in protein and 9 are considered to be essential amino acids. All of these are examples of proteins in the body except lecithin. Hemoglobin, enzymes, collagen is an example of proteins in body. The two vitamins necessary for nucleic acid synthesis are folate and vitamin B12. Cobalamin. The energy currency of the cell is ATP. About 99% of the body's energy storage is the form of lipids. The gain or loss of heat is infrared energy between two objects that are not in physical contact with each other is called radiation. Ostamalicia can occur as a result of a vitamin D deficiency. Glycogen is mainly stored in liver and muscles. Anemia is caused in man due to the deficiency of folic acid. The rich source of iron is green vegetables. What are the common antioxidant substances? All of these: lutein, beta carotene, lycopene. What are the common everyday foods that are rich in antioxidant? All of these: fruits, berries, black tea, fruits and veggies. Ancient method of food preservation is drying, smoking and fermenting. A biological method of food preservation is fermentation. Food additives may be used to enhance appearance. Substance used to preserve food by lowering the pH are vinegar and citric acid. An essential amino acid cannot be synthesized by the body to meet the body's needs. The order of amino acid in a specific protein determines its function in the body. Which of the following is definitely not a protein? Glycogen. Which of one of the following food items is the richest protein? Fish. उसके बाद है जी सेल बायोलॉजी. Compare prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Differences: cell organelles or plasma membrane. Structure of plasma membrane. Functions of plasma membrane. Cytoplasm, organelles and inclusion crystal. Functions of cytoplasm: nucleus, nuclear membrane, nucleus, chromosomes, nucleoplasm. Functions of nucleus: mitochondria, structure of mitochondria, chemical composition of mitochondria, formation of new mitochondria, function of mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, structure of Golgi apparatus, lysosomes. अच्छा, ये सारी चीज़ें अगर आपको मुश्किल लगे ना, तो आप किसी उर्दू की बुक से, जो मैट्रिक कैफ़े वाली है ना, अगर कोई उर्दू की मिले पुरानी बुक, उसमें से पढ़ लें. उसमें भी ये सेम चीज़ें लिखी हुई है, तो वहाँ से आपको ये आसानी से समझ आ जाएंगी. वैसे तो इस बुक में भी आसान लिखे हुए हैं अगर आप पढ़ें तो. राइबोसोम्स. अच्छा जी. वैक्यूल्स, फंक्शंस, सेंट्रोल्स और स्ट्रक्चर्स, फंक्शंस ऑफ सेंट्रोल्स, प्लास्टिड्स, क्लोरोप्लास्ट और उसका स्ट्रक्चर क्लोरोप्लास्ट, ल्यूकोप्लास्ट. डिफरेंस एनिमल सेल और प्लांट सेल. क्रोमोसोम्स और उसके बाद है जी स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ क्रोमोसोम्स. न्यूक्लियस एसिड्स, डीऑक्सी राइबोन्यूक्लिक एसिड, डीएनए. सेलेंट फीचर्स ऑफ वेस्टर्न एंड क्रिक मॉडल ऑफ डीएनए. राइबोन्यूक्लिक एसिड, आरएनए, टाइप्स ऑफ आरएनए और है जी सेल बायोलॉजी. What is eukaryotic cell with a nucleus? What organelles stores waste in cells? Vacuole. In addition to procedures and consumers, healthy communities must have decomposers, bacteria and fungi which recycle materials. Each organism has its own niche of function in a community and parts of the food chain or web of life. In a typical ecological pyramid, cows are good examples of primary herbivores. Consumers because they are primary herbivores. अच्छा जी. Bacterial play a vital role in Earth's ecosystem by decomposing dead organism. Which of the following is an asexual form or reproduction? Bacteria. Binary fusion. It has a living, flexible and thin structure. It possesses fine pores, making it semi-permeable cell membrane. It has a double-walled structure. Its Inner wall is produced into folds known as crystate. It is generally sausage shaped mitochondria. It is green colored plastid. It contains a pigment called chlorophyll chloroplast. It has a non-living rigid structure. It is freely pliable and is chiefly composed of cellulose cell wall. It contains most of the cell organelles. It is composed of mixture of water and soluble organic and inorganic compounds. Cytoplasm, it is made up of sacs, flattened membranous sacs. It mainly consists of vessels, vacuoles, and tabules. Golgi apparatus. It is a colorless plastids. Leucoplast, the smallest unit of classification of plants and animal, is a species. The age of tree can be determined by counting the number of annual rings and in the trunk. Mitochondria is also called powerhouse of the cell. The largest percentage of molecules that make up the cell membrane are phospholipids, cholesterol, and proteins. In the fluid mosaic model, the double layer and molecules found in the cell membrane is made up of phospholipids. Although the basic structure of the plasma membrane is determined mainly by its functions of the plasma membrane are determined mainly by its lipids protein. A sequence of nucleotides in DNA that provides a set of instructions for making a function protein is called a gene. Transcription takes place in the nucleus of the cell. RNA is copied from DNA. The anticodon of RNA molecules pairs with three nucleotides or on mRNA molecule. During the process of DNA replication, each new DNA molecule has one strand of nucleotides from the original DNA and the newly synthesized strand. By the process of mitosis in a human cell, daughter cells are produced, each of which has chromosomes, two daughter cells or 46 chromosomes. Which of these processes is associated with meiosis but not mitosis? Crossing over. The process of meiosis results in the production of system cells or octaves. Vacuoles are bound by definite membrane in plant cell called tonoplast. The transmission of character from one generation to next is called hereditary. The important aspect of genetics is both A and B. Hereditary variation. The father of genetics is Mendel. Mendel worked with the plant to show the transmission of characteristics. Garden P. The real carrier of the genetic information from generation to generation is DNA. The double helical structure of DNA was proposed by Washington and Crick. The two purine bases present in DNA are adenine and guanine. The two pyrimidine bases present in DNA are thymine and cytosine. In DNA, adenine always pairs with thymine. In RNA, adenine always pair with uracil. The abbreviation GMO stands for genetically modified organism. Classification of living things, classification and taxonomy. Three domains, डोमेन बैक्टीरिया और उसके बाद लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म डोमेन अनार्का, डोमेन यूकेरिया, किंगडम प्रोटेस्टिया, किंगडम फंजी, किंगडम प्लैनेट, किंगडम एनिमेलिया. क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ प्लांट्स, ब्रायोफाइट्स, मोसेस, ट्रैकोस्फाइट्स, vascular plants, पेट्रियोफाइट्स, नॉन सीड प्लांट्स, seed planting, naked seed plants, gymnosperms, angiosperms, flowering plants. Animal kingdom, animal diversity, vertebrates and invertebrates, fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, mammals. अच्छा जी, उसके बाद है क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ लिविंग थिंग्स एमसीक्यूज. Identify from the following the only taxonomy categories that has a real existence. Species in angiosperm. Characters of flowers are used in classification because characters of flowers are conservative. Practical purpose of taxonomy or classification is to facilitate the identification of unknown species. Two plants can be conclusive used to belong to the same species if they can reproduce freely with each other and form seeds. One of the most important functions of botanical garden is that they allow ex situ conservation of uh, germplasm. Which one of the following statement is incorrect? Viviparity is the reproductive pattern shown by most mammals. Which one of the following characteristics is not shared by birds and mammals? Viviparity. Animals having a built-in thermostat to maintain constant body temperature called homothermic. Single card eukaryotic are included in Protestia. Arrange the following in ascending order. Linear hierarchy: Dominion, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genesis, species. Taxonomic hierarchy refers to stepwise arrangement of all categories for classification of plants and animal cells. Which type of DNA is found in bacteria? Circular free DNA. Plasmids are most often found in bacteria. Gymnosperms produce neither flower nor fruit because they do not possess ovary. Gymnosperms are seed-bearing plants. Non-vascular plants are called bryophytes. Which of the following plant group produces spores and embryo but lacks vascular vascular tissues and seeds? Patriophyta. Viruses are denied a kingdom of their own because they are not organisms. True multicellularity occurs only in plants, animals, and fungi. A related group of genera comprise a family. Prokaryotic organisms make up the eubacteria and archaebacteria. In the current taxonomic system, families are grouped into orders. One of the six kingdoms now recognized, four are eukaryotic and two are prokaryotic. Throughout the world, official species names are in Latin. The classification level in which classes with similar characteristics are grouped are called phylum. The evolutionary historic of species is its polygeny. The most general level of classification for an organism is called domain. Dash is an organism that is made up of a cell that lacks a true nucleus. Prokaryotics. The two-word naming system for organism is called binomial nomenclature. Name of the scientist who developed the method of group organism based on physical and structural similarities is Carolus Linnaeus. Human physiology: circulatory system, heart, human heart, blood circulation. How does blood circulation in the body? Cardiac cycle, blood pressure, and heat beat. Human blood function of blood cells. Vascular system, the blood vessels, और है जी lymphatic system. Human coordination system. और उसके बाद है जी ब्रेन, स्पाइनल कॉर्ड, पेरिफेरल नर्वस सिस्टम, न्यूरॉन, रिफ्लेक्शन, एंडोक्राइन सिस्टम, ग्लैंड्स, थायराइड ग्लैंड, पैराथायराइड ग्लैंड्स, एडर्नियल ग्लैंड्स, पेंक्रियास, गोनाड्स, पीनल ग्लैंड्स. अच्छा जी रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम, respiration cycle, respiratory tract, digestive system, human digestive test, और है फिर ह्यूमन लीवर, excretory system, kidney, uranium, function of nephron, muscular skeletal system, muscular and their function, human eye। अच्छा जी, आई के बाद आते हैं ह्यूमन ईयर, ह्यूमन टीथ, ह्यूमन फिजियोलॉजी MCQs। Which of the following is not true regarding saliva? It does not have any role in swallowing of food. Most of the water in the alimentary tract is absorbed through large intestine. Villi are not found in stomach. A tooth is made up of solid bony tissues known as dentine, which is the largest internal organ in the human body. Liver. The surface of the crown of the earth is covered with a strong protective layer called enamel. Which of the following prevents food from entering the trachea windpipe? Epiglottis. Which is not part of the small intestine caecum? Which of the following is the common passage of the food eaten and the air breathed? Pharynx. There are 3 pairs of salivary glands present in the mouth, which is not a part of the large intestine. Ileum. Tuft of capillaries inside the Malpighian body is known as glomerulus. Which of these is not normal constituent of urine sugar, urea or creatine sugar? Which process does not occur in the nasal cavity? Exchange of gases. Exchange of air occurs in alveoli, which are as known air's gas. Write the correct sequence of pathway through which air travels after entering the pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchus. Normal rate of respiration in an adult human being is 12 से 20 times per minute. Anatomy investigates the body structures, whereas physiology investigates the process of functioning of living things. What is the normal heat rate of adult man, woman? 60 to 100. Universal donor blood donor belongs to the blood group O. Which of the following is produced by pancreas? Insulin. Besides ATP, the end products of aerobic respiration are carbon dioxide and water. Anaerobic respiration produces ATPs and 2 lactic acid as waste product. As aerobic respiration produces 38 ATPs and does require oxygen. अच्छा जी, उसके बाद है इन अ नॉर्मल ह्यूमन सेल देयर इज 22 pairs of astronomical chromosomes and 1 pairs of sex chromosomes. Which organ system removes substance from the blood, combats disease, maintains tissues fluid balance, and absorbs fat from the digestive tract? Lymphatic. Which organ system consists of human hormone secreting glands such as pituitary and thyroid glands? Endocrine. The wrist consists of 8 carpal bones. Muscle cells that are cylindrical and branched, each with a single centrally located muscles and that contract spontaneously, are cardiac muscle. The largest percentage of plasma is water. All of the formed elements of the blood are derived from stem cells. What are the leukocytes and that produces antibodies bodies and other chemicals? Lymphocytes. Blood is a type of connective tissue, the liquid component of blood with the clothing factors removed is the serum. Specialized lymphatic vessels located in the lining of the small intestine with help absorption of fats and other substances from the digestive system are called lacteals. The transparent interior portion of the outer eye coat which allows the rays to enter the interior of the eye is the sclera. The colored blue, brown, green portion of the eye as seen in an interior view is which following iris clouding of the lens occurs in which of these eye disorders. Cataract contradiction of which of the following muscles is involved with changing the shape thickness of the lens. Ciliary muscles. Which layer of the eye contains the photoreceptor cells? Retina. Which of the following is commonly called the blind spot of the eye because it lacks photosphere cells? Optic disc. An eye that is too long or oval results in poor distance vision and disorder called nearsightedness or myopia. The lipids hormones are either steroids. The hypothalamus regulates the secretory activities of the pituitary gland. Oxytocin secretion causes both A and B. Milk ejection in latching female uterine contractions. Anterior pituitary hormones include oxytocin and ADH, the acid that helps in digestion. Hydrochloric acid bile is secreted by liver. The largest organ of the human body is skin. The process by which large pieces of food are cut and crushed into smaller pieces is called mechanical digestion. The enzymes in saliva helps the digest carbohydrates. The gastric juice produced in the stomach contains mucus, hydraulic acid, and pepsin. The wave-like movement of the muscle end of the digestive system is called peristalsis. The enzymes that digest the protein is pepsin. The tube that connects the mouth to stomach is the esophagus. The process of breaking down the large droplets of fat into small droplets of fat is called emulsification. Lipase, an enzyme found in the small intestine, digests fats and oils. The digestion of all types of nutrients is completed in the small intestine. Food that leaves the stomach in the form of thick liquid is called chyme. Human health and diseases. Immune system, external डिफेंस सिस्टम, इंटरनल डिफेंस सिस्टम, और उसके बाद है जी सेल ऑफ इम्यून सिस्टम, फेगोसिटिस, लिम्फोटिक्स और इम्यूनिटी टाइप्स, इम्यूनराइजेशन और वैक्सीनेशन, टाइप ऑफ वैक्सीनेशन, इफेक्टिव वैक्सीनेशन, एंटीबायोटिक्स। अच्छा, उसके बाद है जी साइड इफ़ेक्ट ऑफ एंटीबायोटिक। हाउ डू एंटीबायोटिक्स वर्क? एंटीबायोटिक रेजिस्टेंस, पोलियो सिम्टम्स, हाउ पोलियो डेवलप, प्रिवेंशन, पोलियो वैक्सीन, डायरिया, स्कोप ऑफ डायरिया डिजीज, गैसेस, प्रिवेंशन ऑफ ट्रीटमेंट, और मलेरिया, सिम्टम्स ऑफ मलेरिया, प्रिवेंटिंग मलेरिया, हेपेटाइटिस, और है जी हेपेटाइटिस बी सी, हेपेटाइटिस डायग्नोसिस, ब्लड हेपेटाइटिस बी सी, प्रिवेंटिंग हेपेटाइटिस, डेंगू सिम्टम्स, और उसके बाद ह्यूमन हेल्थ डिजीज़। मेरा ख्याल है इसके बाद लास्ट चैप्टर है। लॉक जॉ डिफ़िकल्टी इन ओपनिंग द माउथ इज सिम्टम ऑफ टेटनस। वायरस काजेस measles. Which of the following pairs is incorrect? Poliomyelitis monkey. Which of the following is fungal disease? Ringworm. Bronchitis is a disease of which of the following organs? Respiratory tract. Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. AIDS. Virus. Deficiency of iron in human diet causes anemia. Trachoma is a disease of the eye. Mumps is a disease caused by virus. Rickets is a disease of the bones. Night blindness is caused by lack of vitamin A. Autopsy is connected with postmortem. Cholera is caused by vibrio cholera. Heart attack is caused by cholesterol Malaria is a disease which affects the spleen. Which of the following disease is caused by virus? Smallpox in human beings. Infection of Plasmodium causes malaria. Which of the following can cause cancer as well as is depending upon its intensity and use? Ionized radiation. DPT vaccine does not give protection to a child from polio. Leukemia is a disease of blood cells. Which among the following is a waterborne disease? Cholera. The antibiotic penicillin is obtained from fungus. Antibodies are protein. The disease in which bronchial tubes narrow due to spasm of bronchial muscles is asthma. Which of the following medicine is administered to the patient suffering from diabetes? Insulin. Which of the following is not vaccine preventable disease? Asthma. Which disease mainly affects children under 5 and remains endemic in only two countries? Polio. The biggest challenges in improving global vaccine coverage are all of these. An attenuated vaccine is composed of living weakened microorganisms. Vaccines are available for all of the following except hepatitis C. Information technology. Education. How computers work. Computer hardware. Input devices, output devices, computer memory and storage devices, bit and byte. External memory, RAM, ROM. The central processing unit, CPU, control unit, CU, computer software और जी है नेटवर्क. फिर क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ कंप्यूटर नेटवर्क, लोकल एरिया नेटवर्क, वाइड एरिया नेटवर्क, नेटवर्क की टाइप्स. फिर इंटरनेट, हाउ इंफॉर्मेशन ट्रेवल्स इंटरनेट. टेलीकम्युनिकेशन, wireless communication, types of wireless communication, satellite broadcasting, Bluetooth technology. Disadvantages of wireless communication, social networking, application of social networking. Advantages of social networking, disadvantages of social networking. Optical fiber basic structure. और उसके बाद हाउ डज फाइबर ऑप्टिक कम्युनिकेशन वर्क. और फिर सेफ्टी, कॉस्ट, डिसएडवांटेजेस. सेल फोन और cell phone capabilities, cell phone structure, composition of mobile devices, mobile apps, artificial intelligence, application of artificial intelligence, cognitive science, robotics, natural interface applications, real world application of AI in science, AI in infrastructure, AI and in the consumer. Fears about AI replacing humans. Information system, transaction processing system, business information system, management information system, MIS. Executive support system, specialized information system, geographic information system, knowledge management system, classification of information system by organizational hierarchy, surveillance, information technology. MCQs. Bandwidth is a data which a person can sent through a network or modern connection. How it is usually measured in bits per second. What is basic beginners of all purpose symbolic instruction code? A programming language. Which of the following is a conventional basic designing of pre-release soft beta? Name the binary digit that has the smallest unit of digital information, either on or off, 1 or 0 bit. What is the name of the pre-installed program of PC's operation system? What does the mean by BIOS, basic input output system? What does mean by browse, to view data in a database or online system? The amount of memory that is needed to specify one character, 8 bits byte. There are many different types of caches pronounced like cache in computer, but they all serve the same purpose. What is their function? To store recently used information in place where it can be accessed extremely fast. Which of the following is used metamorphically to describe the virtual world of computers? Cyberspace. What is called a structured set of data that is normally associated with software to access and manipulate the data. Database. What is termed the proportion of RAM and set aside for temporarily holding information read from a disk. Cache memory, there is a small file that helps the computer to communicate with certain hardware driver. Name the high capacity optical disc that looks like a CD but can store much information than CD. Digital versatile disc, DVD. Internal Internet is a worldwide collection of interconnected networks which provide a wide variety of service. Mention the network protocols used by Internet. TCP IP network protocols. Name the Internet to provide Internet that is used strictly within the confines of a company, university. Internet, which what is called the memory that can be used by applications to perform necessary tasks. While the computer is on random access memory, RAM 1 kilobyte is 1024 byte. Who is the father of computer? Charles Babbage. All of the following are example of input devices except as printer. Which of the following is an example of input device? Scanner. What is artificial intelligence? Making a machine intelligent. What is term used for describing the judgment or common sense part of problem solving? Heuristic. Strong AI is a set of computer program that produces output that would be considered to reflect intelligence in it were generated by humans. Weak AI is the study of mental faculties through the use of mental models implemented on a computer. Dash is called the father of AI, John Murphy. Transmission media are used categorized as guided or unguided. Which of the following is primary memory? Random access memory. Coaxial cable consists of an inner copper core and conducting outer sheath. In fiber optics, the signal travels through light waves. Which of the following primarily use guide media? Local telephone system in an open fiber. The inner core denser the cladding. The inner core of an optical fiber, glass or plastic in composition. When a beam of light travels through media of two different densities, if the angle of incidence is greater than critical angles reflection. Fiber optic cable carry data signals in the form of light. Unguided media transport electromagnetic waves without the use of physical conductor. Microwaves are used for cellular phone, satellite, wireless LAN communication. इंफ्रारेड वेव्स, मेरा ख्याल है बस करूँ इसको, ये बाकी आसान से ही है मुझे. लैन कम्युनिकेशन डाटा सिस्टम विद इन द बिल्डिंग, प्लांट, कैंपस. अच्छा आगे देख लेते हैं, अगर कुछ है तो. नहीं तो आगे भी है एक एनर्जी, लास्ट चैप्टर मेरा ख्याल है एनर्जी का. इसका पोटेंशियल एनर्जी, कोल, नेचुरल गैस, विंड पावर. तकरीबन 2 घंटे हो गए और पहली दफ़ा मैंने एक साथ एक ही सिटिंग में रिकॉर्ड किया है. जियोथर्मल